For my DCM interview, I interviewed one of my good friends named Adri Beach. She is currently a junior at Sam Houston State University, majoring in criminal justice. Some of the questions I knew those were going to be her answers because I've known her for 4 years, and she's been my best friend for the majority of them. But then some of the questions I also was surprised about because I wasn't expecting those answers. Like some of the ones that I expected were like in the category of saying worldview and belief questions. I thought she was going to say that she was like a Christian but not super heavily involved in the church, but she ended up just saying she was indifferent and didn't really have any religion worldview at all. Another thing that I thought was interesting is the way she described a worldview. She said that our worldview is how we view the world being seen, and that she tries to have a worldview, but she can't say that she has a concrete view on the world, as well as she says that the elements of her worldview is how she views natures and her morals and how she perceives reality, which I thought was interesting because that was different than what we had learned in class. One of her most firm held beliefs was that actions speak louder than words, and I thought it was going to be something more on the political side instead of being something that, me and her grew up in the same school district, so we learned that and the golden rule growing up. So she was like, it's been ingrained in my mind, so that's why that's like one of her biggest beliefs. Some of her core values were compassion, honesty, integrity, creativity, and kindness. To preface, the reason I chose her was because I knew that she wasn't deep in her faith, and I actually didn't even know if she would count herself as a Christian, which she doesn't, so that's why I chose her. When I asked her the question, is it important to associate regularly with people who share the same religious commitments, why or why not, she said that she does surround herself with people who share similar and different commitments, and she said that she was like, use you for example, she's not really deep in her faith, I am, but we still can be friends and compromise with each other. She said that it's important to have a healthy mix of both. And then the questions that I truly thought were probably the most interesting was, do you believe in evil? Do you believe in sin? How does it come into the world, and how should individuals and societies get rid of it? She said, evil comes from evil people, comes from bad thoughts and evil thoughts and that people have. A way that we can get rid of it is to combat it with kindness and kind people, which I thought was interesting because one of the questions that I asked after, which wasn't on this, but I just asked personally, was, well, are all people evil, or do some people just born evil? And she was like, I don't know. She was like, I guess some people are just born evil and some are not. On to the next category where it says social and cultural questions, and it says, what do you see as the greatest problem in society? This one, I was surprised when she said this, but it's very fitting for her. She said jealousy. She said that so many people are jealous, and it stems from insecurities, and then through that jealousy, it causes them to lead towards evil and lead towards hate towards one another, which I thought was really interesting. Some of the other questions that were asked, such as, there was one specific that I'm looking at the transcript, and she said that the one that says, what do you think society has gotten most right in the last 5 years? She said that there was a lot more push towards the body positivity movement in fashion, and that she said that it was a really good thing because it helps show a broader, helps bring more awareness to all kinds of body types. And then I asked her what brought that about, and she said social media. We had actually been discussing, how social media in class isn't the best because it can cause harm, but I like how she said this. She said, social media, more influence and more influencers are coming to light and showing real and diverse bodies, showing that all body types are good and pushing this to combat the stereotypical body type, which I really liked how she said that. And then moving into the family and work questions, her dream job is to be a crime scene analyst. And I really liked the question after that, which is, like, why did you choose that? Or what gets you like excited because of it? And she said she got really excited about the job because she wants to help families of crime victims to get closure. She wants to help solve cases that have either gone cold or haven't gotten any traction and need closure, as well as she likes to solve things. But I thought that was really interesting because I never knew the why behind why she wanted to do that. I thought it's just, she liked like true crime and things, but it's because she wanted to bring closure to families who hadn't received that. And then on the question that says, would you consider your work to be common good for the society? She says that she would, because it's helping people who do inherently evil, and she can help put them away so they can't hurt anybody. I thought that was such a good answer because, like, it's true. She's wanting to find and help families and victims as well as put the perpetrators away, which relates back to what she said at the beginning, which is that there is inherently evil, and she wants to help combat that. And then I also thought the education questions were really interesting. The question that I think surprised me the most was the last question of the whole interview, which was, if you could get your dream job without ever going to college, would you do it? I thought she was going to say yes because she's told me multiple times she doesn't like school. But what she said was, she said, no, I don't think I would, because I have learned a lot from my major through person-to-person information. Person-to-person information is very useful for my major, and I would not have gotten the knowledge if I hadn't gone to college. And that relates back to one of the other questions where it says, do you think people can learn using just the web, or is person-to-person interaction as important? She said that you can learn most from the web, from like the internet, but person-to-person can help you process it and help you how to apply it into a real world. Overall, her answers did surprise me. And they surprised me, but also some of them didn't. But that's just because I knew her very well. But some of the answers did honestly surprise me. And a lot of this can be used in the debate that we're doing, which I think is really interesting.